Hey everybody, my name is Steve Moore. I'm the owner of Runmoore, this beautiful brick and mortar running shop located in Westminster, Maryland. Thanks so much for checking out our channel, and today we're going to be talking about the Altra Timp 3. This shoe is due out sometime in early March from 2021. So this is Altra's max cushion trail shoe. So I kind of like to talk about how it falls on the catalog lineup for each brand. So this is their max cushion trail. So if we were sort of looking at the family of trail shoes from Altra, we have the lightest, most nimble guy as the superior, and then a little bit more would be the Lone Peak, and then we have the Timp 3, and then even on top of that we have the Olympus. So the Olympus to me is like big, beefy, maybe something for doing hours and hours of stuff, or maybe even just hiking in. This to me is like your biggest amount of cushion that can be great for running. So this shoe comes in at about 10.5 ounces on the men and about 9.5 on the women. So it did actually gain some weight from version 2 to version 3. One of the big reasons why we may have seen some weight change is that it's a whole new midsole. So if you've been with the Timp for some time, we used to just have an everyday max cushion midsole to it. So we made an upgrade from version 2 to version 3. We added Quantic. So Quantic is the same midsole, if you're familiar with that term a little bit, that had been used in both the Torin and the Torin Plush. So what the thing about the Quantic midsole that was an upgrade from their everyday midsole from the previous version is it still has some responsiveness to it. So it's giving you max cushion but still a little bit of bounce to it. If you've been watching a lot of stuff from Altra in the last couple months, you've seen that they've really been transitioning a lot of their stuff over to the Ego midsole. So like the new Lone Peak that's come out and the Rivera, it's got the same midsole material that had been used in the Escalante, that charged rubber feel to it. So this is the Quantic midsole that is famous on the Plush and the Torin, now put in the trail. So this is your big cushion, you put it in and it feels nice and soft. It almost feels like a road shoe, but it still has some bounce to it. This has the same Max Track outsole as we saw in the last version of the Timp, and still that inner flex. So it does have some flexibility to it, which also may be why it feels so comfortable, and you can almost use this as an everyday road shoe as well. And I talked about that in my last review of the Timp 2. Is like if I was looking for that shoe to do a little bit of everything in, I like that Timp 2 for that. Sometimes you don't have the ability to have 50 shoes for every day of the week. I'm so blessed that I have so many stupid shoes that I can pull out of my arsenal. But if you just have that, looking for one shoe that you want to be able to use for a little bit of everything, this is a great shoe for that. It's soft enough that you can hop on the road and do some stuff in. If you wanted to go off-road and do some stuff on gravel, or if you just wanted to be an all-day trail shoe, you can do that in this shoe. So if you were going on that trip and you wanted to wear a shoe to the airport and then go walk around, and then you may, well, there's probably not a lot of airport stuff going on these days, but if you wanted to travel with one pair that you can walk around in, you can hike, you can run in, I think this shoe is great for that. If you're doing longer miles, you're getting ready for something that's going to be several hours, you can do this shoe for that. You can do a little bit of everything in it. And because it is still some rebound to it, still bouncy with that Quantic, you're not going to feel like you're just sinking into the shoe. Sometimes that's a problem when you're getting into more of a max cushion feel. There's some brands out there that really pride themselves on having big, nice cushion, but sometimes you lose a little bit of that responsiveness, and you don't really have that with the Timp. One nice upgrade, besides the midsole upgrade, is that the fit seems to be a little bit better. That's always tough with Altra sometimes, that even though it's got a rounded toe box, some people feel like it's still not quite wide enough. If you are one of those people that really just need like the widest of the wide, and even this isn't wide enough, the new Lone Peak 5 is available in a wide version. That's the first Altra shoe that has come out that has a standard and a wide. This is just coming in one width, but compared to version 2, it's going to fit a little bit better. It's going to be a little bit wider, but I think also not only just to feel a little bit wider, it seems like it fits a little bit better. The sizing seems to be a little bit better. Myself and a lot of people did sometimes have to size up a half on the Timp from what they'd have in a road. This seems to be cut a little bit better for that, so you should feel pretty good about going to whatever your standard road is on this shoe. Not only that, the material seems to be a little bit better. It seems to have a little bit more to it. I know sometimes it's hard in this video to get a feel of that, but when you compare that to what we had on the last Timp, this is really designed to make sure it doesn't snag, make sure that it protects you so that it's not going to rip or anything like that if you're going through some trails that may have some thorns and that kind of stuff. But it did feel almost restrictive, where I don't quite have that same feel in this. It does have a little bit more play to it, which is nice. Another little small thing that I liked on the upgraded version is that it has this little elastic piece to hold your shoelaces down. I know it seems like a dumb little thing, but I love it. It really does make you feel like you're not gonna step on your shoelaces and fall on your face. And especially if you're running on the trail, hey, isn't it nice to not fall on your face when you're running on the trail? So just a little tiny upgrade that I very much enjoy. And because it is an ultra trail shoe, they always do a good job of making sure that they have their Velcro on the heel and their our little thing on the toe thing on our lacing here, so that you can put in a gator trap. So you've got your ability to add your Velcro and your little clip here, so you can add a gator trap to it. So here's a nice ultra gator trap. If you have any questions on this shoe, feel free to leave it down below. I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. And thank you guys so much. And if you enjoyed this video, give us a like and a subscribe, and you can always shop down below. We have a link down in the comments. You can put in promo code RUNMORE and save 10% and free shipping on your orders. Thank you so much, and stay safe out there.